Welcome to all the attendees of the Candelaria Environment Conservation Conference. Today we would like to share with you a hypothetical situation based on our current biodiversity crisis and relate this to what's happening in Colorado.
Variety is the spice of life, and nowhere will you find a more varied ecosystem than the South American rainforest. The rainforest is filled to the brim with thousands of species of plant and animal life. This natural cacophony of flora and fauna is described as biodiversity. The biodiversity of the rainforest is incredibly important to keeping the complex ecosystem thriving, but the way we treat the forest can leave even the mightiest beasts of the jungle vulnerable. The jaguar is currently a near-threatened species that is seeing its numbers slowly cut down by poaching, deforestation, and other human disturbances. Their population is hunted for decorative and cultural purposes, and what's left of them continues to be separated by deforestation for roads, farmland, and many other human projects that increasingly chop up the rainforest into smaller chunks that are weaker apart than they are together. This is called habitat fragmentation. This fragmentation could potentially lead to a big predator like the jaguar becoming extinct.
Small acts can have a delayed impact that can be catastrophic for future generations. Let's fast forward 15 years to a neotropical forest in Latin America. This used to be home to a population of jaguars, but forest fragmentation, deforestation, and poaching creates an unlivable environment, and the jaguar population is now extinct. With the top predator eliminated, this leaves room for small prey populations to go unchecked. The agouti is a small rodent similar to a squirrel. With the jaguars no longer around to stabilize their population, the agouti numbers continually increase. Their main diet is seeds and saplings, so the greater the agouti population grows, the more they eat, and the less seeds make their way into the ground to create new vegetation. This is an example of how the loss of one species affects their habitat. This example could easily be replicated in Colorado, with bobcats as the predator going extinct and squirrels as the overpopulated prey. Can you imagine what the environment will look like with a continued decline in biodiversity?
Now let's fast forward 50 years in the future. With the continued decline in biodiversity in the rainforest, there are many problems we will face. Not only will we experience the loss of keystone species such as the jaguar, we will also see other factors occur. We will witness a variety of plants and animals going extinct, possibly even before they have the chance to be discovered. In the rainforest, there are many natural resources that are retrieved for beneficial use. The loss of biodiversity, in terms of important natural resources, threatens global food security and threatens the development of medicine that originates from the rainforest. This decline in biodiversity will lower the ecosystem's productivity and will also lower the quality of the ecosystem services that many humans rely on. One factor that greatly contributes to the decline of biodiversity is deforestation. This can directly affect biodiversity because of the effects it has on the animals who rely on trees as their habitats. However, when these trees have been taken away from them, they lose their habitat, cannot relocate, and are extinct, not only affecting their own species, but the biodiversity of plant species in that environment as well. Biodiversity provides us with the functioning ecosystems that supply oxygen, clean air and water, the pollination of plants, pest control, and many ecosystem services. However, the domino effect from the loss of biodiversity will single-handedly be the enemy that destroys how life works in the rainforest and all of us who rely on the rainforest's principal resources.
A solution to the loss of biodiversity across the planet is to slow down and repair the damage. In this world map, the green areas show the current primary forests throughout the world. The yellow and red areas show hotspots for primary forest loss. We are collecting and using resources at a rate that is too fast to repair naturally, and it's causing a drop in biodiversity, not just in the rainforest, but here in Colorado's temperate forests as well.
We as humans are constantly taking from the environment, and it's time to start giving back. Planting more trees will create habitats for animals and help clean and filter the water and air. For Colorado specifically, planting native vegetation that will thrive with high winds and less water instead of bluegrass lawns will help ensure that our native plant and animal species will always have a home to grow and thrive.